forget that whenever a person is rejected in a relationship, it's not because you are bad, it's not because you are not amazing, it's simply because that person who has rejected you has made a decision to do that. And sometimes we do not have control over people's choices. So if a girl has chosen to reject you and probably to dump you, it's not that you are an angry person or you are rejectable. It's only that that person has made a choice. So the truth of the matter is, you will meet another girl along this way of life who will love you as you are. So it is not a matter of killing that girl because she has rejected you, or killing yourself. When you commit suicide, you deny yourself a chance of getting that amazing girl that you have been looking for. So the boy child should put in mind that the breakup issues happens to everyone, and they are not rejected because they are bad people. They are rejected because of the choice of the people, which they should respect.
Okay, and you know, speaking of which, even beyond the aspect of relationships, and maybe we'll come to understand what really you get into, especially as you incorporate the curriculum, just how different you handle the boys at Mary Show. But then it's been in good faith that the society has focused on empowering the girl child. But somewhere along the line, a majority have realized that, well, in this process, which is in good faith, we have done something that is not in order, in the sense that maybe we have overlooked the boy child. In the process of trying to empower the girl, in the process of trying to remind them of how important they are, in the process of showing them purpose, we have neglected the boy child. Do you suppose we might need to relook into how we have approached this matter of patriarchy? Do we need to relook into how we have approached these conversations of equity, of, you know, empowering the girl child, such that it has gotten the boy child, you know, disadvantaged?
Yeah, I think now, for example, as a school, as Mersho School, first of all, the Mersho School is a home of the boy child. Why is it a home of the boy child? It is because we also want them, when they come to school, they feel the same comfort that they feel when they are at home. And apart from that, we also have teachers in school. Now, these teachers are mentors of these boys. Yes, because at home, there's so many things that they go through at home, and there's no one that they have that they can talk to. So when they come now to school, which is a home of the boy child, they get enough experienced teachers who they're going to address the issues that are affecting them, and who will also counsel them wherever they want to be counseled. So that when we receive boys as they are from home. But at the end of the curriculum, we give out a man to the society.
All right.
Yes, that's why there is a home of the boy child. And we have seen the change from the word go, how the girls have been taken care of more than the boys. It has affected the society. And that's why we came up with this idea. And as you have said, by the way, in future, we will have to relook into it, because as much as we might also take a whole century of making sure that we have a boy child back on the lane, and we forget about the girl child
again.
Yes.
So have we taken a negative trajectory, or so to speak, or have we not been keen on the lane that we're taking, the path that we're taking towards making sure that, yes, the girl child is empowered, without us having to overlook the importance of equally respecting the rights of the boy child?
I think probably we are handling what is it now. Because if you look at the news, we are seeing so many things of the boy child, and we are also seeing the hopelessness in the boy child. And I think there should be a balance, because I work both with the boys and girls, but I can tell you a bigger percentage is where the boy child is neglected. And people always think that a man should be a man, not to talk about his issues. But as a psychologist, I can tell you that the best sessions, private sessions that I have them with men, because men are not used to talk. So when that man gets a place to talk, he can talk about things back into like 5 years back, 10 years back, because this is a person who has been like this. But when you come to women, women have been given avenues to talk. So I think we are working at what is at hand right now and what is urgent right now, the boy child. The same case when it comes to Merisho School. These boys, they talk. And when they come for counseling sessions, you cannot imagine how they open up. So I think when a boy child is given a very good ground of speaking out, they do. But you see, the society always tell them, we jikaze, we ni mwanaume, we usiongee sana, we si mwanamke. But you see, besides being a boy child, that person is also a human being who should be given a ground to share their issues.
And so these things that you know, Entrepreneur speaks of, usiongee sana, we si mwanamke, usilie, you know, men do not cry, you know, jikaze, you are a man, and all these things. So when you say that by the time you're taking these boys, you know, as boys, then you are giving them back to society as men, just what does it take? What are some of these things and the programs that go on, you know, for us to have a solid conversation with these boys that, you know, you can be rest assured that they are guaranteed of greatness? Because reality is that there's also that general feel that we have lost that direction for the boy child, such that, you know, even in the family setup, when they go out there, so they will start blaming on their past, they will start blaming on how they were raised, they will start blaming on how their life was in the past. But literally today, we lack these men.
Okay, thank you so much. I'd like to begin by giving you an adage, one of the adage that says, as a metal sharpens a metal,
yes,
does a man sharpen a man.
Okay.
So we receive these boys from the society, from home. When they're this category that they can't speak out because their confidence is low and their self-esteem is also low. Then we receive them at Merisho School, the home of the boy child. These are some of the things that we do to make sure that we uplift the confidence of the boys. One, we have residential homes. We don't have dormitories at Merisho School. We have residential homes whereby we have teachers who are sleeping with the boys on their wings, and they can be able to get to those nitty-gritty things that the boys need to understand. And then apart from that, we have also grouped at least 12 boys to a particular teacher, what we call families. Yes, so on the particular days, there's a teacher sitting down with the boys as a family. So you are given a teacher. So that teacher is like your dad. So you share your issues so that you cannot you get yourself into an all-round person that you cannot just be in class and there's something that is pressing you and you cannot speak it out. Apart from that, we also have a chaplain in school. So this chaplain also talks to the children and gets to know what is affecting them and addresses everything in totality. And as at now, we also have a guiding and counseling teacher in school. Yes, this teacher talks to the children in everything that they do. When they go back to the dining hall, they also have somebody there who is Madam Lynette, who also welcomes them in the good way possible and serves them the meals and listens to them. Teachers eat with the children in the dining hall. They don't have a separate special place where they eat. They eat with children in the dining hall. So you can see that by the end of the day, children have been meeting teachers from morning to evening. So it's very easy for them now to, if the child did not get enough time to talk to a teacher in the morning, there was a teacher that this child met in the dining hall. There's a teacher that this child met in the field, and there's a guiding and counseling teacher that this child also feels like they can go and talk to. We have a chaplain in school and all that. And by the way, even over the weekends, we also get other speakers from outside. Just like her, she has also been coming, and she's still coming, so that she talks to our children to neutralize things that we teachers might not be able to neutralize, or to things that children feel they don't have confidence to share with us as teachers.
And you know, you mentioned something to do, and I mean, generally everything that you've mentioned is very, very important. But this aspect of having many families therein then speaks volumes to the importance of family in making sure that you know, a girl child or a boy child, you know, grows in the right way. Antrofena, have we lost it at the level of the family that now we have to send our students to school so that they get to understand how they grow up as men, how they grow up as boys who are responsible, how they grow up as women, how they grow up as women and girls who are responsible?
I think it all started from there, because if it didn't start from there, the schools would not be looking for families in the school. You see, when you are bringing up a boy child and a girl child, parents are tempted to treat them differently, even if both of them, they are their children. You realize that when a girl has an issue, for example, a girl has just fallen and she is hurt, she is crying, the parent runs to the girl. When the boy has gone through the same, it's like, we jikaze, wanaume hawali. So it starts down from there, and it is the high time that we let our parents know that a child is a child, regardless the gender, because these are all, they are all your children, and it doesn't matter who has fallen, treat them differently. Another thing is that even parents, whenever they are talking to their boys, they should tell them that whenever they are angry, they are discouraged, they should take an action, but they should choose to take a positive action, because it is not always right to take any action like revenge, like, you know, showing your masculinity. It is good to take an action, but make sure that you take a positive one. And again, also going to the same boy child, especially on mother's side, you know, boys go to their mothers, daughters go to their fathers. You realize that because of this thing that boy child is neglected, there are also mothers who have pampered their sons so much, such that whenever they are growing up, they are so pampered that they are not getting the man out of the boy. You know, because at some point, a boy needs to mature from a boy to a man. And when they are left with these mothers, you realize that they are children all through. That is why when that boy goes to university or maybe in the college, because he has never been told no, when he goes there and he hears the word no for the first time, he can't take it, because there are parents there who were yes parent, that I need this, take, I need this, take. So as much as we are neglecting boy child, we are also neglecting them through the way we are parenting them. A boy should be, just like any other child, should be taught to face to confront the fears of life. Do not shield your boy from the pain of life. Instead, empower that boy to face that life, such that we will not also have a notion that the boy is weak, but yet we have weakened this boy through the way we are parenting. So just like any other child, tell your child or tell your boy that the world is harsh, but I'm empowering you that whenever it is harsh, do this. And probably that is how the mentorship in the school is doing. And the boys are finding families because they are hardened. They are told that when people do not like you, it is not because you are a bad person, you are still an amazing individual. But the parent there, they are making it like wewe umechukiwa kwa sababu wao ndio wabaya, wewe ndiye mzuri. Another thing that I would like to mention is that these mothers, if for example you are coming from a boy is coming from a single parent, it is okay, but I always suggest as a psychologist that let this boy have a mentor, and for that matter a mentor who is a man, so that he can get that mentorship from a man. It is not a must that you look for a stranger. Look for the uncle of the boy, look for the teacher of the boy, look for a person who is a male figure, so that he can train your boy how to be a man.
Sometimes they are not single and Mwalimu, but they're just men in there that are fathers, but really are not doing what is supposed to be done. That they're fathers, but they're the ones who are always, you know, in the pubs drinking alcohol and all that. So literally, they are also not offering this kind of mentorship that is good mentorship. So in such a case, how to create a balance such that you know, the man will not feel like you are looking down upon their capability to raise their child in the right way possible, and at the same time ensure that this child then gets the best of training up?
Okay, you see, some of the parents, the male parents that we're talking about, some of them also went through a lot of challenges. Yes, and those challenges that affected them at the particular level that now made them look the way they are at the moment. Yes, because this thing begins at a foundation level.
Can we keep blaming it on that? Because I realize that everybody speaks about, you know, the background, where they come from. And again, people will tell you that we have also come from very nasty backgrounds. But out of that, we learned lessons that we decided that this is not what we're going to pass to our children. This is not what we're going to keep enjoying in life. So can we keep blaming it on the background, on where we come? I mean, otherwise, sometimes I tend to feel like maybe we're not going to get anywhere after all.
Oh, you know, we can't keep on blaming from where we have come from, but at the same time, the environment that you are in also matters a lot. Yes, you might be affected. Yes, you have challenges from the word go. Yes, but now as you move on, which are these types of challenges and types of environment that you're meeting, that you are staying with? You know, somebody might be challenged at a particular level, but again, you know, the moment this person continues getting to this particular level, they're meeting the same environment that they met earlier on. It becomes a challenge again to this particular people. But somebody who suffered this at a particular level and they're meeting different good environment that is nurturing them into what they're supposed to be, then now this, you can't compare that person and the person who has been meeting the same challenges and the same environment as they grow up.
Is it true that really people should subscribe to this fact that the boy child has been neglected? Or it's just that there's that level of uncomfortable moments because you realize that the girl child can now penetrate into workplaces, that the girl child can now work, you know, 8 to 5 as the men used to, that it's no longer the kitchen that is their place. And so there's that general feel of fear that is not really factual about this boy child. Because, I mean, even if we're talking about equality, and Trifena, you and I know that we have not gotten into that space of equality, that still the girl child is not enjoying, you know, maximum rights or balanced rights for that matter. So is it a fallacy or it's a reality?
From what we are seeing, I think it's a reality, Linda. Because what the reactions that we are seeing from the boy child, it clearly shows that he is kind of oppressed. And now it is the time that he's like coming out, you know, saying that now it is enough because of what we are seeing in the society. So there is no fallacy. But what I also want to say is that also the girl child has been made to say, or maybe to the fallacy in this matter is when a lady says or a girl says that what a man can do, a woman can do better.
But is it not the truth?
It is not the truth. It is not the truth.
What do you mean it is?
Let me tell you,
yes.
The boy and the girl, they are two unique creatures. There are so many things that a man can do that a woman can't.
So why do they feel threatened anyway?
Okay, why they feel threatened is when this woman try to take the man's role, which is wrong. For example, if you go to the marriage setup, you'll see a woman taking all responsibility to nurture the boy and leaving the husband and or the father with nothing. You see, even during this initiation process, there are even some women who are so daring that they are taking their sons for such rights, which is very bad. So what I'm saying is, can the boy child be left to be nurtured by a man at some extent?
Okay.
But I am saying this, that what a man can do, it is not a must that a woman can do. There are so many things, Linda, that you can do that a man cannot do. Yeah. And there are so many things that a man can do that a woman can't. I think we should also have that boundary so that the boy child will not feel like he is let down and the girl child is exalted.
Yeah.
And another thing, even in a family setup, a woman should not try to be the head, because the reality is man is. That is also bringing a lot of conflict.
But men today are not providing. Men today are not providing, and they are seated there comfortably. And sometimes even a woman is being blamed for being an enabler of, you know, this kind of habit. That men today do not want to face the realities of life and accept that theirs is providence, providing security and all that. And because the woman really looks at the kids and she thinks, well, what can we do? She steps up. She steps up to the occasion. So how do we make sure that these men that we release out there, you know, to the world, or release out there to the society, then are men who understand that it is not for them to let it for the woman to say, now I have to step up so that the family can hold?
You know, it begins with, first of all, this boy child at a tender age, as they grow up in particular stages. It's good that they are taught this, some of these things. You see, when a child is told that this is what you're supposed to be doing, this is what you're supposed to be doing, this is what you're supposed to be doing, as they grow, they know that I own this. I'm the one who's supposed to be doing this. If I let this be done by so and so, it won't look good. It will be ugly. You understand? Yes, and that's why when they grow up and they've been taught about all these things, now when they get into that level that they're supposed now to perform what is supposed to be expected of them, they do it. Yes.
Okay. So we say that it's a soaring girl child empowerment and a tragedy for the boy child. So at what point then do we have this conversation, or we begin to appreciate that there's a problem and this is how we fix it, without, you know, facing the possible danger of us again suppressing the girl child as it were back then? And today we have to appreciate that we have made great strides, though not yet there, we have indeed made great strides.
I think now, having seen the way we empowered girl child and the boy child remained alone, I think now we are also careful. There is an extent that we will go empowering the boy child and not really now getting the girl where she has always been, or she had been. But again, what we can do, as Mr. Opili is saying, that we are not too late. It's not too late. We can start it now at a school level. Like, for example, if the boy child who is in school can be empowered and told, as a man, this is what you are supposed to do and this is what you are supposed to do, that boy will not blame the parenting. Like now, the midlife or the middle-aged man, they are all saying, as you say, that even us, we went through the same. So if we start it now with these boys that we are having, chances are we'll bring out good boys, better men, who will now continue with the good parenting, and probably who will now produce better men in the society.
And maybe just to add on what Shah said, you know, as a school now, as Mersho School, of course, it's a home of the boy child. And we are located at Isinya, and Isinya is
that one we'll speak of. No pressure. That one we'll get to for you to tell us where you are.
Yes, it's a place where the Maasai are. Okay. Now, just like the Maasai community, they have steps on how they mold and they nurture their moran into making sure that these ones now can take care of the society. It's the same way a boy child also should go into those steps, so that by the time they're at a particular level, they know they have been taught. You understand? Yes, just like the Maasai also, they teach their boys who are now the Morans to take care of the community. It's not something that they just do in a day. Yeah. It's something that is done in steps.
So largely you agree that as society there was that gap in terms of training these boys, in terms of having those moments where you go out there to shepherd and there's a conversation one-on-one with the father and all that. But then we also have to accept that we are in a digital space. We are in a space that everyone is running up and down in search of greener pastures, in search of life, in search of bread and all that. And so sometimes it will be too difficult to find parents sitting down, and perhaps for the Maasai it could be easy because we literally understand their lifestyle and their way of making money. It's hugely about the cattle and how they just get to graze together with their kids, and they have time, ample time with them. But today's society does not allow for that or accommodate that to the level or to the extent that it was accommodated back then. So how do we create that balance?
That's why we are here as a school drumming this point home, that as a school, this is what we want to do for the boy child. So the parents who buy our idea and who want to be our clients, they also come to join us on our side. Because now we want to make sure that as a parent, you know, there's something called tripartite synergy. The tripartite synergy is where we have a teacher, we have a student here, and we have a parent.
Okay.
So we want to bring the parent or parents also on board. There's an issue of absentee parents in so many schools.
Yeah.
But that's something that we are trying to do away with as Mersho School, so that the parent is present in the life of the child when they're growing up. That's what we are trying to do.
Right.
And the teacher is also there. So when these two come together, the boy gets it all.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's amazing. And so also in creation of the balance, that because we have to empower the girl child as well, yeah? We also have to empower the boy child. That's the reality of the matter. We also realize that parents are largely absent in creation of balance. What needs to be done so that we have, you know, what it is that Mwalimu speaks of, where a scenario where we have a triangle, there's a child, there's the teacher, and there is the parent. But most importantly, there's also that understanding that this is a society that incorporates girls and incorporates boys, and therefore we need that balance.
Now, that also takes us now to parenting, the ideal parent. As much as we are surrounded by being busy, a lot of work, you know, and we are getting home late after coming from that home early, I think it's a challenge for every parent to every time to have a part in your child. There is no person who is too busy and who should be too busy for their child, because this child is what you are going to you know, to get money to. Yeah. I mean, this child is the center of your life. I always feel it when the parent says that I have been checking in the country, I have been checking out of country, and I normally ask them in the counseling room, so what have you been doing? I have been doing business. For what? So that I can get his fees. Then I tell that parent, then this is the center of your life. So I think it is a high time you concentrate on it. We are also having some clique of parents who have emerged. I don't know where they have emerged from. During weekends, instead of staying with their children, they are booking for these trips. You know, and then they are leaving their children at one child who is probably a boy class 5 with 3,000 or 5,000. Then they are taking their trips to Mount whatever, Logonot, sijui where, sijui Namanga, and then you are just enjoying. Then they come home drunk. Then they are also the same parents whereby when they set their child to the fridge is filled with food and also with beer. So as the child is maneuvering to get the food, he is also maneuvering to remove the bottles of beer. Yeah. And then that tells you that this child will start drinking very early. They will know that it's okay to have. Yes. In fact, I am in sessions with over 30-year-old man who told me that he started getting drunk while in class 4. Because the bottles of the father, the beer bottles of the father, before he could put them away, he would take that small, you know, to small drops. Yeah, that is when he tasted. So when he got to high school, he became drunk, literally drunk. Right now, he is an addict. He do not know where to go. So the issue of having a part in your child's parenting, it's paramount. In fact, you are supposed to look for time. Wacha kusema hakuna wakati, sijui you are busy. You can't be busy and yet you are going to road trips. Yeah. I mean, you have to create time for your child. If worst comes to the worst, if you have the money, go to these road trips with them and behave in the process. Yes. All right, so you say you are located in Isinya? Yeah, we are located in Isinya. That is where our school is. This is our school logo. I think the cameraman can just view it. No, that is clear. It's being seen. You can be rest assured that she's handling that. Exactly. This is our school logo. Mersho School, home of the boy child. And on tomorrow, which is the Saturday, we are having our open day from 9 to 5. Oh, so open day means now there's open day means open day means we are conversations. We are welcoming all the friends of goodwill to come and be with us, have a tour around the school, answer to all the nitty-gritty questions and everything that we need to answer to all those parents, and even friends from wherever. They just come in, we have a chat. All right. Yes, because there is that feedback that is going to
make us be bigger.
And you really need to understand why then there's that desire to make sure that the boy child does not feel neglected. And so, Antrofena, as you speak to the boy child, as we sum it up.
Yeah, I would want to tell the boy child that all is not lost, and there are still people who care for you, even if the society doesn't. So it is the high time that you talk about your issues, and you should please know that it is okay not to be okay. It is also okay to let your feelings out and cry. It is okay to look for help. And every boy, I want to challenge you there, whether you are a man or a young man, I think it is important to look for a mentor who is a man, probably from church background, school background, or from family background. It is okay to be a man. It is not an accident that you are a man. So please know that you are amazing and you are important. I work at NIBS College also, as much as I work at Merisho School, and people can reach me through my social media pages.
Which are?
They are all Antrofena.
Antrofena.
Twitter, everywhere, YouTube, everywhere, I'm Antrofena, and I repair broken souls.
And it's important that you seek professional, guidance sometimes. Really, really important. These people have spoken to many, broken souls, as Antrofena would say, and therefore they have walked the journey with them and understand some of the things that you would not. It would cost you very little, but then again, it would repair you for the rest of time, and I think which is the ultimate goal. Antrofena, who's a counseling psychologist, thank you so much for the great insight, and also thank you for speaking to us, as well as a student's mentor and teacher, Merisho School. That is none other than Mr. Opili Ferdinand. And we keep saying that sometimes just go that extra mile. You do not know how much it will be helpful to you. If you're a parent and you really think you are extremely busy, you cannot manage this, then these are the people to walk to, and you make sure that you save the boy child and make sure that at least they're out there as men, and we said noble men for that matter. We close this conversation and we hope to have some more on this, because we can't exhaust everything and anything, but we are certain that the more we have these conversations, the more we get the boy child to speak out,